Is it better as an entrepreneur to be young and enthusiastic or older when you've got more experience? With me today are two people from either of those camps. Julian Metcalfe was co-founder of Pret and Manger and now founder of Metcalfe Food Company and the Itsu chain. And his business partner is Robert Jacobi. So Julian, how did you first come across Robert?
Oh my goodness. He'd been trying to get to see me for apparently weeks and weeks and weeks. And we had a barrier in place, new products, food development, that there was a filter. But he wouldn't take no for an answer but then one day I saw his product lying on a colleague's desk in my office. And I thought it was a fascinating, interesting, clever, beautiful little thing. So I asked, what is that? And the response was, there's this very persistent man who won't take no for an answer. So I immediately decided, give me his phone number. So I called him up and said, I think your product is very special. Please, will you come and see me? We made a date, and then in walked this.
And what were you trying to do at this time, Robert?
I was working in finance for a fund. I started Pod Bites as a hobby. So I didn't think it would go anywhere. I was just doing something because I was pretty bored in finance. At the time it was the financial crisis. I was trying to create something that was really innovative and unique and doing something on the side because I was always very entrepreneurial. And I didn't think it would go anywhere. So I come in to have a meeting with Julian and I had no idea that first meeting was about supplying Pret and Itsu with my product, and the second meeting we started talking about me coming to run his food company, which he just started.
But how does this relationship work? You're an established
We're
entrepreneur.
partnerships. I already had a business which could have, the popcorn business is the one he joined. It was only turning over, it could have turned over maybe £1 million or £2, but within a very short period of time we became partners on equity, like when you own shares. I have more shares than he does, but not much. And that was it. It was very quick. Recognize a genius, get him in.
And what do you think you're learning as an entrepreneur from someone like Julian who's been here and done it?
Not to be afraid. Julian doesn't have any fears. For him, he will go ahead and create the most amazing product. If Sainsbury's or Waitrose or a buyer says this isn't going to work, he's not scared to do something. So for him, the product speaks. That for me has been one of the biggest lessons.
Is it easier to find good entrepreneurial business partners now than maybe it was back in the 90s?
We don't look for entrepreneurial people. What we need is people who the best people who work with us are the people who just want to be treated like entrepreneurs. In other words, people who have ideas, people who want responsibility, people who love eating good food. You then make them into entrepreneurs. You say to them, go to Korea, I can't go with you this time, spend 3 days, develop the noodle, make it better.
Yeah.
You give them the responsibility and you give them the joy of ownership.
So what is it about Pret and what Julian did that changed you?
When I walked into the door to see him, I was really honoured to have been invited to have a meeting with him. Because Julian Metcalfe, for me, it would be like someone in America receiving a call from Howard Schultz from Starbucks. He is well known in the industry in the UK, in the food industry. So it was an honour and a privilege.
And do you think you become a better entrepreneur the longer it goes on?
God, yes. A tiny bit. I'm not really an entrepreneur at all, but I think you're wiser at 50 than you were at 30. At 30, you're in a rush. At 50, you can gather, you are wise. It's a good time, I think. And Itsu is just beginning today to be interesting, really breathtakingly interesting.
Thank you.